Good day, YouTube. Today is June the 2nd, 2018. A couple of weeks ago, I was in the speaker buying mood, and I had spotted these on the internet. I can't remember now if it was Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, one of the two. And I usually jump in and start emailing with suggestions about, you know, is that the best price, willing to trade anything, interested in anything that I've got to trade, et cetera, et cetera. And the guy says, interested in trades, okay, what do you got? Music equipment. And I threw out some equipment that I had that I'm not using and won't use, and he agreed to make a swap. So now if I tell you what I swapped him for, I'm going to get the name wrong. Galen Keurig GK. It's a bass amplifier head. It was in a road case. Model number something 200. I don't remember just exactly what the details were, but it's a pretty decent bass guitar amplifier. And he just happened to be a bass guitar player, and he was very interested. I came across that amplifier at a yard sale a couple of years ago, and bought it with a stack of other rack-mounted audio equipment, a couple of amplifiers, a preamp, and something else. And I gave something like $150, $200 for the whole stack. So I was in this bass amplifier $50 or less. Not a lot. In fact, I was in it so little that I never really did anything with it, just sat on the shelf until these things came along, and I was able to swap them. The guy wanted $250 cash, I think, but I swapped him a $50 bass amplifier, so that was pretty cool. And these are the Peavey SP5s. They are the Scorpion 15-inch with an RX22 driver. And he had replaced the speaker in that one with the correct Scorpion 15. So that was a good deal. What I like to have is 4 the same, or 2 pairs the same. And on Craigslist, no, it was Marketplace this morning, was this other pair of SP5s. They're a little different in that they're the XT, and the other ones were TI. Yeah, TI. So I don't even know what that means, but I think these are just a slightly newer version, I'm thinking, because they still have the Scorpion 15 and the RX22 driver. These hit Marketplace this morning for $100, and now I'm all over that. But in the ad, they were very clear that one of the horns had gone out, and they put an RX14 in it. So now one of them has decent highs, but one of them does not. But the diaphragm from Peavey, I mean a factory correct diaphragm RX22, is in the $30 range. So correcting what's wrong with them is going to be relatively inexpensive. So let's take this apart, put you on the stand here, and see which one has what, or even if either one of them are correct. And we'll order the right ones, get them coming to correct these. I like to leave them stock as possible. So if they're a Scorpion speaker, they get a Scorpion back. If they're the Sheffield, they get a Peavey Sheffield. If they're a Black Widow, then they get Black Widows. And then whatever compression driver it's supposed to have, you'll get the correct ones. By the way, these are machine screws, not wood screws. Made USA Peavey quality. I'm trying to buy as much 15-inch Peavey as I can. I don't even know what that is. I have a RX22 as yard or wall art that was bad on another speaker that I can replace with this, because this is not even Peavey, and by gosh it will be when I'm done with it. Let's see what's in this one. So, what do you think this one is? This is an RX14. So this is Peavey, but it is incorrect. Give me a second. I'm going to go grab one. It's literally screwed to the wall as wall art. And see if it's correct. Sorry for the delay. So this is an RX22, excuse me, a diaphragm. I think I tore the diaphragm out of it, but just gonna make sure they fit. Because this looks odd. Let's pull this off. It's odd that the one they said was wrong is Peavey, and the other one is not even a Peavey item. Might have to pull that one apart, see what's in it. Because these, I looked them up, I looked up the spec. They're supposed to be RX22s, which are in most of their big speakers. Sit there, don't fall off. Sure looks wrong. Sure looks wrong. Okay, we're going to do a little research on this. I'm kind of glad I filmed this. This is something you all might run into from time to time if you're dealing in used speakers. So I'll show you up close. This is the diaphragm that was on the speaker. It has a weird logo on it. This is not a Peavey piece. It is a Peavey horn. It is marked, but it's not. This isn't Peavey at all, and it just as well be. The other one is an RX14, which actually is a little small for that. So I think I need to do just a little bit of research, and I may actually take a horn out of that one, because that is also supposed to have an RX22 compression driver in it. So a little bit of research to do, and I'll check back with you and tell you what we're going to do. Then we'll order the part, and we'll get it in, and we'll put the new parts in, and we'll test run them before we complete this video. Check back with you in a little bit. Okay, I can't resist it. We're going to pull this one out. See what it is. What do you think? 14 actually looks more right than the 22 does on that size of horn. But that's what the book says. Holy smokes. Okay. So the whole, I don't even know if this will come out of here. The whole compression driver, not just the diaphragm, has possibly been changed. To see what these are. We're going in from the handle side. Sorry walking in front of the camera, but I gotta see and I can't just pull it out of there. Probably been easier just to pull the handle anyway. Lots of screws. Might need a flashlight. Oh, boy, this thing is wrapped up tight, isn't it? Hang on, let me grab a light real quick. I got them everywhere. Tell you what I see. It's a 22T. So this one is correct. Could I get enough hands in here so that you could see what that is? I don't know. Going in. There you are. 22T. So, I think what we have is somebody changed the whole thing. These are significantly smaller than what it should have. It should have the bigger driver, the whole driver, not just the diaphragm replacement, which is getting into a little more money. So I'll have to go online and see what I come up with. Now these are fully functioning as they were. It's not like they don't work. I just wanted them stock and I wanted them to match. That's these are virtually 2 pair. Okay, I'm gonna go online and do a little research. I'll tell you what I come up with. All right, YouTube, I just show you what's available on eBay for the RX22 driver. Remember, I'm trying to buy the whole thing, right? Because I don't have the body and the part that screws in correct, because mine are 14s and these are 22, completely different. But I need them for a 1-inch thread. So this is just a replacement diaphragm, and that'd be great if I had the rest of it, and I don't. So I have to buy the whole thing, and I'm seeing them here in the $90 to $100, okay? But there is one here, right, for 60 bucks. And that might be tempting, but do your research. This is not Peavey. This is, you know, made in China copy again. It probably work. Might last for a little while. I don't buy them. I want them. The way Peavey build them is just good enough. So, but do a little bit of looking, spend a little bit of time if you are cheap like me. If not, just hit the buy it now button on whatever you want. But I am a cheap son of a gun, if you haven't figured that out by now. So, I find these. Look at there. And there was 2 of them. They were $72 a piece. So for 144 bucks, I bought 2, where typically they're 90, 100 bucks a piece. So, and guess what? They've arrived. Let's wander through my crowded shop here and have a look at them. Hang on, grabbing my tri-stand on the way, which I probably should have had already. But it's a Saturday morning, by the way. I can get through my mess. I went for a ride to a Goldwing rally this morning, and I'll probably go back, but on the way back I hit the freeway and it's just raining like crazy. And I got a little damp. So there they are, 144 bucks for the pair. And now we have enough parts to put these Peavey SP5s back together. Between these video clips, I ran some music through them that I can't share on YouTube to get a real feel for them. And I have another pair, which I actually used Thursday at a cruise-in to compare them. And on the high frequency side, these were pretty weak. The Peavey 14 horns are probably better designed for a smaller speaker than for these, because they are really lacking. So this is going to be a great improvement to the speaker. It'll put it back the way it left the factory. Let's pop them out of the box there. Without knocking them off. Ooh, paperwork. I took a couple of days for the Get the Seller to respond to me to confirm that these are were 1 inch. And that's this thread right here, because they make them in a 2-inch, and the ad was not specific. So I don't have any that have a 2-inch, so they did me no good if it was wrong. Wow, there's a lot of weight here. These are fantastic looking, of course, Peavey quality, made in USA. The correct replacement for the wrong drivers that are in these speakers. I have learned too that I don't think that driver's going through that hole. I'm going to have to pull a handhold off of it and thread it in from the inside here. You can see just how small this driver looks on the horn itself. So I need to grab a wire crimper, because this has spade terminals on it, and it has, instead of color code, it has a positive here, negative here, 1 dot, 2 dot. So the red goes on 1 dot or positive here. So let me grab a wire crimper. As soon as I figure out how these come apart, oh, I get it, they push in. Nothing wrong with these. This one is not a Peavey by brand, but I'll hang on to them because, I mean, I'll no doubt have to repair a smaller speaker one of these days, and they'll be just fine for that. So extra parts is good. Excuse me for a second. Let me grab the crimper out of my box. And we'll put this thing back together. Y'all. Trim that up a little. Make them nice and clean. That's the red wire. And now the black one. This will kind of be a long video, I think. Okay, that's ready. But I can guarantee you this thing is not going through that hole. It'll go through this way. Could I spin it on that way? I might. Let's try it. I guess first we got to get this one off. Hopefully it's not. Oh, there we go. It's not that tight. You can sure tell when these speakers are done well. If you haven't noticed, I'm a big Peavey fan. These, especially the vintage ones, these cabinets are plywood. And try to buy a plywood cabinet today, affordably. I don't think you're going to do it. Okay. Let me see if I can spin this on. Nobody said it'd be easy. I think we're engaged. I might need a mirror now to see which terminal is positive. Remember I said it was 1 dot, 2 dot? Maybe I can feel it like the Braille method. That's 1. Positive. I'm feeling with my fingers back here. There's 2. Hey, that's why they put those dots on there. Look at that. Okay. So my right side is 2 dots, so that's negative or black wire. I can do this via Braille. Pretty sure I was going to have to take one of the handles off. That will not be the case. Don't need to. There we go. Hey, there's a tip and trick for you, and I just learned it. We learned it together. And the other one on this side. Braille method. Now, hope it's not too tall, right? I think we're good. It shouldn't be. It's what it came with. Yep. It's like putting a Chevy motor in a Dodge. This shouldn't be done, right? Keep them stock. There we go. Okay, I tell you what. I'm going to go ahead and button this up, and I'll get the other one done, and then we'll put some kind of music on them, and we'll give them a test run here in just a minute. I'll be right back. I just couldn't resist showing you the size difference between the RX-14 and the RX-22. The diameter and height, the weight, it's significant. It's 2 to 3 times larger. So you can see how the high frequencies were really lacking in this. It's actually a very small size speaker cabinet for the size of speakers that's in them, but that underperforming horn was hurting the sound quality quite a bit. Okay, this one already had the crimp terminals already on it, so we'll stick her back together real quick and we'll test run them. All right, let's give them a listen. Anyway, I think we'll end the video here. Gosh, they sound outstanding. They really do. Nice and crisp and clean. The high frequencies are awesome. These are, I have a lot of Peavey speakers. These are the smallest, lightest weight cabinets that still give you the 15-inch, in this case, the Scorpion drivers, and of course the RX-22 horns now. Substantial substantial upgrade from the 14s. So thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and we'll keep fixing this old Peavey audio equipment until I own all I can store. Catch you on the next one.